Hi everyone. Good evening. Good evening from Nigeria, from Lagos, Nigeria. You're welcome to my live stream, and happy Sunday to you all. How are you guys doing? It's been a while, guys. It's been a while, and I think did I come on live this week? Last week? Okay, yes, I did. I came on live last week. Yeah, it's true. How you guys doing? Like seriously, it's been a lot that has happened in Miss Universe this past week. We had the swimsuit competition, we had the closed door interview, and a lot of things happened, guys, and that is why I'm here. Um, I think the preliminary competition is going to take place this week. So maybe tomorrow or Tuesday we'll have the prelims, and after that we'll have the finals on the 21st. Okay, so Miss Universe is gradually coming to an end, and it has been a very stiff competition, guys. Like I can't tell at this time or at this moment who my favorites or who will my likely win. Okay, it's kind of dicey at this point. It's very stiff, especially from the African region. Anyways, I have my standouts already. I hope you guys can hear me. I hope you guys can hear me very well. Okay, I think it's clear. It's clear enough. All right. So, first of all, the title. On the title, I have Miss Ivory Coast's recent um, issue that has caused a lot of it has caused a lot of trouble on the internet. Is it trouble I will call it, or a lot of complaints from the African, most of the African countries, and also pageant bloggers here in Africa. And before I go into that, I want to talk about my standouts from the swimsuit competition and the interview, the best in swimsuits. For me, I think that at this point, we all know the favorite from the African region is no other than Ivory Coast. We all know that Ivory Coast is the favorite from the African region. She has ticked all the boxes for me. And personally, I feel like she has been the most consistent African contestant from the beginning of the competition. And a lot of the other countries or other continents, they are being threatened by Ivory Coast at this point. But I don't talk about that. Just I don't want to start with that because I'm going to talk about that later on in the live stream. But for me, best in swimsuit is Ivory Coast, Zambia. Yeah, Zambia gave a very good performance. I loved her performance, very clean in the swimsuit. Equatorial Guinea as well. Equatorial Guinea did, surpassed my expectations. Although I was not a fan of her hair because I felt like she needs to work on her hair. She can't just, be using that same hairstyle. It shows it's kind of low budget. I think she would have gone for a more sophisticated hairstyle. She chose to carry her hair up in a bun, and I feel like she needs to change her look for the preliminary competition. But I think in the swimsuit performance, she delivered 100%. I think, yeah, she was one of the standouts. Next, we have Senegal. Senegal was one of the persons that I felt like, she gave a very surprising performance in the swimsuit. I love the fact that she added some accessories to the swimsuit to make it memorable. So I think Senegal is one of the standouts for me from the African region in the swimsuit. Next, we have Nigeria. Although I was not a fan of Nigeria's swimsuit outfit, I thought, anyways, I think she was not the only one that wore that particular swimsuit. Other countries wore it as well, but I wanted to see her in a two-piece swimsuit, not one piece, But it looks good on her. So for the performance, she gave a very nice performance. She did this lava walk, Yeah, this lava work by what's her name? Katrina Gray. So I think she delivered in the swimsuit as well. And another country for me that delivered is Namibia. Namibia also delivered clean, very clean performance. And another country that actually delivered, but I don't know why a lot of persons don't have her in their list is Mayotte. Mayotte did very well, and I feel like she is a very very beautiful contestant. I don't know because probably because this is her first time or this is the first time the country is debuting in Miss Universe. But I feel like Mayotte actually they gave a very very wonderful performance, and I'll give it to her. Yeah, the other countries that I didn't mention, I felt like most of them, I don't know if they really practiced for the swimsuits because aside from the fact that they did not do well, their body as well. I don't know. I don't want to sound rude or something. But I felt like most of them they were not. Their body was not well tuned for the swimsuit competition, and they were just lacking in walking. One of the greatest disappointments for me was sorry, not Cote d'Ivoire. Was DRC Congo. DRC Congo for me, she didn't perform up to my expectations, and I was really disappointed in DRC Congo. I thought she was going to bring her A game on the stage, but she was disappointing in the swimsuits. I won't lie, she was really really disappointing, and I think she needs to up her game if she really wants to make an impact in the preliminary competition. Okay, so yes, for me, I think the biggest disappointment was DRC Congo, but I think overall the other African countries did their best. But I'm just talking about the ones that had, the walk, the body, and just the perfect look for the swimsuit. These are the countries that I've mentioned: Ivory Coast, Zambia, Equatorial Guinea, Senegal, Nigeria, and Namibia. Okay, those are the countries that were my standouts in the swimsuit. All right, so going to the interview, most of the ladies, I don't know what they were, why they came up with, their outfit for the interviews. Most of them, they were not even really serious. Although interviews are is the opportunity for you to sell yourself, sell what you want to do, what you bring to the organization. In as much as it's a formal way, you need to not make it too formal. But I would say that Angola was one of the countries that stood out for me in the interview. Yeah, in the her look for the interview. Nigeria as well. I love the pink suit on Nigeria. Very nice. Pink gown, pink suit gown. Angola wore a red jumps and you see no, not jumpsuit, red suit. It was very nice on her. Ivory Coast as well, but I don't like the color. I don't know. I don't like the color gray on Ivory Coast. I think she would have gone for a brighter color. But I love the styling of Ivory Coast. The interview styling. I loved the three-piece and it was a suit trouser she wore. But I loved the fact that it was well put together. But I did not like the color, and it was by a Nigerian designer, my Atafo. I was really surprised because you know, I didn't know she was going to go for a Nigerian designer. Okay, and for my Atafo, the designer, he's very well known for his tailored suits. Nice suits. He's known for producing the best suits in Africa. So I was not really surprised with the styling, but I think the color should have gone for a more brighter color. You know, but all the same, it looked good on her. Okay, so my standouts in the interview looks were Angola, Nigeria, and Ivory Coast. Okay, those were the ones that I felt like they did very well. And also Mayotte too. Mayotte did well, wore a white ensemble. Zambia as well. Yes, I love Zambia's white outfit. And yeah, that's basically it. I think Ghana too. Ghana made an impression in the interview look. All right, so these are my standouts in both the swimsuit and interview. All right, so if you're coming in, you're going to be watching this live stream so you can know my standouts. All right, so yeah, let's go into the preliminary competition coming up very soon. I am expecting nothing less than the best from the African region. After the prelims, I would film my final prediction, and this time around, I'll try as much as possible to also not only streamline to the African region, I also talk about the other regions as well. But first of all, I will film the predictions from the African region first before I talk about the other regions. But I think I've been how will I put it? Like, I've not really talked about the other regions aside from Africa, but so far, let me just touch on the other regions. So far, I think that I'm pretty much disappointed with Thailand. Before the competition, I had high hopes for Thailand, but I don't know what's happening to Thailand at this point. Like, seriously, I don't know. She's not really giving me that vibes. She's really been laid back. I don't know why, but she has been okay. Her outfit and everything has been okay. But I think that fierceness, I was expecting from her has not really been there. Anyways, I don't want. It's too early for me to this to to conclude. So I'm just waiting for the preliminary competition before I talk about my finals. But there's another news that is making the rounds on the internet concerning Ivory Coast, and I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. I want to, bring my own 2 cents to it. As a pageant blogger, most times when we come here and criticize, people come into my DM and say some things. They talk about the fact that probably I'm kind of too harsh or too critical, and I'm like, how will these queens change their ways if we don't come out to criticize? Like, I don't understand Nigerians and their mentality. And I've noticed one thing. Sometimes I go out of my way to, if you're not following me on Instagram, you guys should follow me on Instagram, Abe Crystal TV. Follow me on Instagram. I go out my way to post, repost queens, repost, I do a lot of, engagement on my Instagram just to bring more visibility. And I'm not here blaming the franchise holders because, in fact, I would say, let me not entirely blame the franchise holders because most of the time, I feel like the queens themselves, they need to put in the efforts. I know that it's not easy representing your country most times, especially when you're coming from Africa, where the pageant system here is not really as popular as other countries. We have not gotten to that part yet when I would say that here in Africa, we have a lot of pageant fans. We don't have pageant fans in Africa. We just have people that, they just want to belong, but they are not pageant fans. It's only when their country is not doing well that they come out and say, oh, we did not place, but did you put in the hard work? Even if I'm blaming the franchise holders, part of the blame also should go to the fans, and also part of the blame should go to the queen. Because for me, I'm very neutral. You guys know, if you've been watching me for some time, I don't sugarcoat here. I'm very, very straightforward when it comes to certain things. If I find out that a particular queen is not really doing what she ought to do, I come out here and say it. I don't sugarcoat. I don't try to play the safe game or whatever. I don't do that. If you're not doing well, I tell you you're not doing well. Now, the blame, number one blame, if a queen is not doing well internationally, it's the blame should actually be in 3 parts. Okay, number one, the franchise holders of that particular um, um, platform on which the queen is going to represent the country. If they are not projecting their queen, if they are not advertising, if they are not helping their queen to have visibility, then they have part of the blame. Number two is the queen themselves. If you're going for international competition, you need to be out there, you need to be visible. What are your pet projects? What are you known for? How do you want to bring more visibility to your country? You have to fish out ideas on how you can be visible. And for me, the queen too, she has in fact half of the blame if she doesn't place. Half of the blame, aside from the franchise holders, which I, of course, you guys know, I don't sugarcoat here. I blame them for not preparing the queens, before the competition. They don't prepare the queens enough before the competitions. I blame them, number one. And number two, I blame the queens. And number three, I blame the fans. Because when we talk about voting, I always talk about coming out here to vote. How many of you vote? Well, most of you don't vote, and yet when the queens don't do well, you come out and start castigating them. In as much as I blame the queens, I also blame the fans. How many of you have voted for Nigeria? If you're Nigerian watching me, or you're from another, if you're from African country or from another country aside from Africa, have you voted for your candidates? Like, how much of a pageant fan are you when you don't vote for your queen? You're not a pageant fan if you don't vote. Then what are you coming here to say? Oh, my country did not do well, and you did not vote. You didn't support them. You don't repost them on your your social media handles. You don't, give them words of encouragement. What they need most of all, what they need from us is voting. You don't vote, and you come out here and say, "Oh, your country is not doing well," but you're not voting. You're not voting. You guys remember I posted a video 2 days ago. I talked about the results of the voting, the viewers' choice awards. I talked about voting. I listed out the countries that has the highest vote from Africa. And I was so disappointed with some countries, like seriously. Some countries vote, I was not expecting them at all. You guys should go and watch that video. I was disappointed in some countries that I thought, would be amongst the top 5. I was so disappointed that, the vote coming from there was very poor. Very poor. Very, very poor. Okay, let's leave the fans aside. The queens, those of you that are representing your countries, how do you engage with your fans? I remember I came on live a few days ago or last week. I talked about these queens engaging in their social media handles. How many of them come on live? For example, Miss Nigeria, since she arrived Thailand, she has not come on live for once to engage with her fans. And I believe that when you come on live, it gives you the avenue to interact with your fans and know and hear their feedbacks. Listen to their feedbacks. They will tell you where you're going wrong. So it's important for them to go on live. They're not coming on live. They're not coming on live, and it's very bad. Very, very bad. Most of the African countries, I follow most of them on Instagram, and I also repost. And the feedback I'm getting is quite poor, very poor. They don't come on live. And I wish they come on live often so that they can interact with their fans and their fans can give them advice on what to do, on where they're going wrong. Because most of them just feel like, oh, they're doing everything right. And we, the fans, oh, good afternoon, Mr. Xavier. You're welcome. You're welcome. So most of them don't have no time to go live. I don't know. I think they should figure out the time. Figure out the time to go live. I even had to DM the Nigerian queen. I don't want to mention names, but I DM'd 2 of them. And they did not even respond. And they see me repost their pictures on Instagram, and they don't even acknowledge that, okay, thank you for reposting me. They don't acknowledge. Only few persons that came back to tell me, oh, thank you for reposting my picture on Instagram. Only few of them. Most of them will just look at it and pass. They won't even appreciate the fact that I reposted them. I sent DMs to a few of them, they didn't respond. And I'm like, my dear, I'm not doing this for you to appreciate, but at least I think when you appreciate it shows that I'm doing, I'm doing well, I'm doing something tangible. You understand? Because when you watch my stories, watch me repost you, and you just pass by, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. And I've noticed it recently. I won't mention names. People that did it to me, I won't mention names. I'm like, I take my time, I repost, and you watch that I reposted you. You just watch, you just pass. You don't even acknowledge. You don't say, oh, thank you. At least appreciate what I'm doing. Appreciate my efforts. It's not easy. I can as well just say I'm not doing this pageant business, or I'm not into pageant blogging again. I face other things. I'm not here for whatever. I'm here just for visibility. You understand? That's the passion. Is number one is the aim of being here, just the passion. It's just the passion that I'm, coming on here. I have other things I'm doing. I'm not a jobless person. I'm not jobless. I'm not jobless. I'm I have my career. So this is just like a passion for me, you know. I feel like, we don't have much pageant bloggers here in Africa. So why not do it? And I have passion for it. Why not do it? It's not about the money or whatever. It's about the passion. It's what drives me. I'm happy doing it. If I'm not happy, I won't be here. So I think for you queens to just not acknowledge the pageant bloggers is sad. It's sad. I believe I'm not the only one that's complained about this. I believe that the other African countries are or other bloggers, pageant bloggers that are on Instagram. I think they are still, they're still passing through what I am passing through, if not worse than what I'm passing through. Because I know that most of them take out time to even, engage with the queens, and most of them also have interactions with the queens. But the response that they get is very discouraging. It's very discouraging, and I'm like, what is it like? It doesn't take much for you to say thank you for reposting me. Only a few persons that came back to thank me, and I like, oh, thank you. I responded to them, and I wish them well. I wish them well in their journey. But at least when you see a pageant blogger reposting you over and over again, but the courtesy demands that you say thank you. I won't mention the names of the persons that did not even come back to even appreciate. And they are currently participating in the pageant. They are currently in their various pageants. And they feel like, oh, they've gotten it all right. Like they have everything all sorted out. It's sad though. I'm not happy at all. I won't lie to you. I'm not happy. Anyway, I'm just waiting for the final results before I vent my anger. I'm just waiting for the final results. I'm just waiting before I vent my anger, and then I will say what I will mention their names. I will mention their names, but I just want to let me not. I will just give a hint. I will give a hint. I will not say much, but when I give the hint, you will know who I'm talking about. Anyways, as Evia said, another thing I noticed, okay, they are also not engaging the bloggers of, exactly, they're not engaging with the bloggers. Another thing I noticed is that as the pageant became more fierce, the survival of the fittest, the African queens, apart from Olivia, does not have that physical material as backups. Okay, the girls these Latin girls are looking at are them famous and glamorous. Of course, you can't compare the African queens to Latin queens, but I feel like the African queens this year, they are trying. I'll give it to them, they are trying, but I feel like they are not coming on, they're not engaging with their fans. They need to come on live. In as much as they don't have time. I know that their schedule is tight, but they should figure out a time, even if it's once or twice before the competition ends. Come on live. Come on live. They should try and come on live before the preliminary competition so that they can engage with the fans. It's important that they engage with the fans so that at least we can let them know that, oh, this is where you're going wrong. This is what you need to improve on. It's very, very important. If you don't want to engage with the pageant bloggers, fine. But come on live so that at least your fans, you can hear your fans out. It's very, very important for them to do that. And now coming to Olivia Yates, Olivia Yates is the most prepared candidate from the African region, no doubt. But I feel like of course, she's a threat now. She's a threat. And what happened yesterday, after the swimsuit competition, some pageant bloggers announced that, her video was deleted from the Miss Universe Thailand Instagram page. And that caused a lot of issues, on the internet. Some persons came out and said that's a sabotage, they're trying to sabotage Miss Ivory Coast because they feel like she's a threat to the other countries. So many other persons came out and said that, she's doing too much. That is why her video was deleted. Some other persons came out and said Ivory Coast, she should try and tone down on her attitude, that she's already feeling like the winner. I was laughing when I saw some of the comments. I'm like, when will people learn that, this is a competition, number one. And number two, that's her style. That's her strategy. I know probably some persons that say, oh, she's doing too much, but that's her strategy. That's her strategy. Everybody came with their strategy. And she's really, really ticking the boxes. And I know she's going to place for sure, but how far can she go? That is my fear at this point. How far can she go in the competition? Because it's becoming something else. It's becoming messy. You see, I have an issue with the swimsuit. It's like Olivia show as if she's struggling. She needs to relax her muscles and face. The front runners are fierce at the same time, relaxed. Okay. She's pushing to be seen. The ladies are very strong candidates. Guys, like yes, I understand that she's being pushy. She is doing more than the other candidates. But I feel like that's a strategy. We need to respect that. But at the same time, I don't know this, I'm just afraid for her. I'm afraid for her because I don't want a situation whereby she does this much and she doesn't place higher. Do you understand? Like she doesn't place where I want her to be. That is my fear. That is my fear for Olivia, yes, at this point. Because for a video to be deleted from the Miss Universe Thailand Instagram, allegedly, it's allegedly, I don't know. I didn't really go to confirm, but a lot of persons are saying that Olivia Yesi's swimsuit video was deleted from Miss Universe Thailand page, and I'm like, why did they delete it? Why? Why was it deleted? Why? But at the same time, some persons are saying, oh, she's they are scared that she's the most strongest candidate and she's giving the other candidates a run for their money and all that, blah 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 blah. And it's becoming something else by the day because I feel like she's now becoming a threat to the other countries. They see her as a threat. They see her as doing too much. They see her that she's doing oversabi. This is what I'm saying. If she does not get pushed, they will outshine her. Yes, I understand. I understand. And that is the fear that these countries are beginning to exhibit. They feel like she's beginning to outshine the other candidates. And to be frank with you, she's really doing the most. She's outshining the other candidates. Like I mentioned before in the beginning of this live stream, I said Thailand is not even giving me that vibes at all. Like I expected Thailand to be, very popular, but she's not even popular. Louise analyzed the swimsuit section and I agree she had the strongest. Yes, Ivory Coast had the strongest performance. But I'm scared for her. I don't know why I'm scared. I don't know. There's something. I'm just scared for her. I don't know. I'm just scared for her. I'm just scared for her. Seriously, I'm scared. Like I feel like I don't know. I don't know. I'm just scared for her. I don't want to say much, but let's. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for the preliminary competition, and I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to say much, but I'm just kind of scared for her. That's what I can say at this point because at this, I feel like she's becoming a threat to the other countries, and they are just trying to pull her down. That's just it. They are trying all their possible best to pull Ivory Coast down because she's a strong bet from the African region, no doubt. DRC Congo, I don't see that vibe in DRC Congo. Even if she has the highest votes, but she's not giving me that energy at all. She's not giving me the energy. She has a fine face, fine body, but the vibes is very, very low. Her aura, her paracella is not working at all. It's not. She doesn't have that fierceness about her. But Ivory Coast has ticked all the boxes. But I'm scared for her. I'm scared for Ivory Coast. See, I had my doubts too. Perhaps top five. Exactly. Exactly. I'm scared for her because she has everything to win the competition. She has the looks, the everything. She has the looks. She has the. She's eloquent. She has the aura. She has everything. But I'm scared. I'm just scared for her. I don't know. I'm just scared for her. I just feel that somebody that we don't expect will win this competition. I don't know. I just have the feeling. I might be wrong though, but I'm just having the feeling. I don't know. I don't know. I'm having the feeling that somebody that we don't expect will win the competition. Anyway, what are your thoughts, guys? What are your thoughts? Let me share the link on stage. So if you have any contrary opinion or you have an opinion, you can join in the conversation. But I want to understand, why was her video deleted from the Miss Universe Thailand page? Because they posted all the videos of the candidates. They posted the videos of the candidates, of all the candidates. Why was Ivory Coast video posted and deleted? Why was it deleted? It said even Miss Chile has been relegated to the ground. I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying, that the persons that I looked up to before the competition started, they are nowhere to be found now. Thailand, like, she's just there. Thailand that I had high hopes on, because she was the one to beat before this competition started. Thailand was the one that I looked up to and said, oh, Thailand, Ivory Coast. Yeah, anyway, Ivory Coast did not disappoint me anyways. But Thailand was one person that I felt like, oh. But aside from the fact that she's the host country, the vibes, she's not giving me that vibes at all. I agree that the organization will choose a very natural. I'm telling you, I just have that feeling that this year the winner is going to be somebody that would least expected. That is just, I don't know, I'm just having the feeling. And my gut is telling me that we're going to be disappointed at the end of the day. Even from the African region, oh, so many persons that we are seeing, oh, they're going to place, they're going to place. At the end of the day, somebody might just, we might just get, a surprise. And the countries that I mentioned here, they might not even place. He said the dark horses are Brazil, Portugal. Yeah, Portugal. Somebody was talking about Portugal. Somebody mentioned Portugal again in my last live stream. Brazil too. Somebody mentioned Brazil, but Portugal was more. So I had to look into, I had to go and look into Portugal, and I found out that she's very pretty, and she has really been doing amazing, you know. But are they ready to give it to Europe again? I doubt. I doubt. So coming to Nigeria, Nigeria, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Onyechi, number one, she's a very strong speaker. Um, she has, when it comes to speaking skills, I give it to her. She's number one. She's very, very good with her speaking skills. I have no doubt about that. But I also said it. She lacks stage presence. But I think in this swimsuit, she did very well. Like, she stood out for me as well in the swimsuit. But I don't know, that stage presence is not there. That stage presence is not there. That is my own take on Miss Nigeria. But I'm looking forward to her preliminary performance. I don't want to be too forward, or I don't want to conclude so fast. I'm waiting for her preliminary performance. That will determine a lot if she's going to be amongst my top contenders from the African region. Um, and also, I will be talking about the other regions as well. But my main focus is the African region. So I'm just waiting for the prelims before I decide. But at this point, I think that Ivory Coast is just the number one favorite now. And for me, I don't know. I don't know. It's I'm scared for her. I'm just scared for her. That's just what I say for now. He said the lady disappeared already in the crowd again, and I would have preferred the current Miss Supernational. Anyways, that what has happened has happened. We can't swap places now. if we can swap places, I would have said, okay, let Miss Supernational Nigeria take her place. But it's so unfortunate, because when you see the African countries coming together, she's always, I don't know, she's not out there like that. I don't understand. I don't know if you guys understand me. Mr. Xavier understand what I'm talking about. she's not really standing out even amongst the African countries when they stand together. The stage presence is lacking, and I don't know. There's something off. Even when they did this thing yesterday, what they call it, the gala dinner, yesterday. She wore this flowered gown. I think it's yeah, she wore this flowered gown with Tanzania. Tanzania stood out on the stage more than Nigeria when they were doing this. When they were coming out in twos. Tanzania stood out more. Was it Tanzania or Rwanda? No, Rwanda was with her, yeah, on stage. It was Rwanda. She was not really. She was just. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to conclude. You know. I don't want to conclude too early. But it's so unfortunate that she does not have stage presence. He said the crowd was all around earlier that guided her. Okay, the crowd. Okay, she's not visible. She does not take pictures. She's not engaged. That's the truth. Like she does not engage on her social media handles. She does not come on live. She does not. I don't know. I don't know. At this point, I don't know. It's 50-50 for me. I'm just waiting for the prelims competition to be concluded before I decide on Nigeria's performance. Let me not say much until the prelims. But for now, she still has time to work on them. She still has time to come on live. She still has time to, be out there, because that when you don't have stage presence, you have to at least be engaging with your fans, engage with the crowd. Try as much as possible to always, engage with the crowd. That's just it. I don't think she will make top 20. Yeah, it's top 30 this time around. It's not only top 20, it's top 30. For me, it's difficult to decide. I don't want to decide yet until the prelims competition. Instagram has pictures and videos. Ye- Instagram has pictures and videos. Okay, Caroline Okelo said Instagram has pictures and videos. Which person are you talking about, Caroline? Please be specific. Well, if she's gonna make top 30, it depends on her preliminary performance. I'm just waiting for her preliminary performance before I decide if she's gonna make top 20 and top 30. But at this point, with the rate she's going, I don't know. I don't know. She's not engaging at all. She's not engaging, and it's sad. It's very sad, because when you don't have stage presence and you're lacking in other departments, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm short of words for now. Anyways, let's move on to the other African countries. I feel like it's between Ivory Coast, Zambia. Um, Angola is another country too that I think we need to. She's one of the dark horses for me. Angola is is a country that I think she might just surprise us and make top 30. Ivory Coast is already in the top 30 based on her performance. So she's already in the top 30. Zambia, Angola, DRC Congo might make the top 30, but I don't know. She's not really. She has a fine face, she has a fine body, but I don't know. She's not really giving me that vibes at all. Tanzania is the dark horse. Yeah, Tanzania is on my list. No, Tanzania is not my list. But like I said before, now I think that we're going to be surprised from the African region. Aside from Ivory Coast making it, I think the other countries that might make it is Angola, Zambia, DRC Congo might make it. I'm not sure. Zimbabwe is another country too. She has a fine face, but she has not really been, she has not really been out there. I was expecting her to be more fierce, more competitive, but she disappointed me. She and DRC Congo, I had high hopes in them, but they both disappointed me, but I don't want to conclude yet onto the prelims, but so far they've been disappointing. He said Tanzania too. She's good, but she's not on my list. Ivory Coast will not win. I don't know. I'm scared about Ivory Coast. I think she might go far, but winning the competition with what I'm seeing so far, with the politics that's happening in Thailand, with the racism and all that, I doubt if Ivory Coast will win. But she has the potential to win, but I don't know if they'll give it to her. The politics is too much. The politics is too much. Miss Ghana is too heavy. Yes, Miss Ghana is she's eloquent. I've heard her speak. She's very eloquent. She has a fine face. She's pretty, but she's heavy. Like when I mean heavy, like she's a bit on the chubby side. So I don't know. I don't know if she's going to place. Congo has tuned out of the competition. That's what I'm saying. That I had high hopes for Congo, but so recently she has not really been giving me that vibes. I don't know if she's just too overconfident or something. I don't know because she has the highest vote from the African region. She has the highest vote, and she's not really putting in the effort. So listen, they might pull the young French lady Equatorial Guinea as continental. Hey God, Equatorial Guinea as continental queen. Hmm. I didn't see that coming, Sha. I didn't see that coming. But like I said, she was amongst my standouts in the swimsuit. Yeah, Equatorial Guinea. She's amongst my standout for the swimsuit. But when it comes to Continental Queen, I'm not sure about Equatorial Guinea because I'm not really a fan of her hairstyle. I said it before in this in the beginning of the live stream. I said it that I'm not a fan of her hairstyle. Her hairstyle to me is not giving at all. Says Zimbabwe is relying on her beauty and it isn't going to be enough. Yeah, Zimbabwe to me, she has the most prettiest, in fact, if not the prettiest face from the African region. But I don't know, her vibes are just been off. She does not have the fierceness, she does not have the competitive spirit at all. Zimbabwe and Ivory Coast and DRC Congo, they were my strongest, my strongest standouts going into the competition. But so far, only Ivory Coast has been standing out. Only Ivory Coast has been standing out so far. He said Ivory Coast is perceived to be ugly. Why? Who said so? Who said she's ugly? She's not ugly. She's not ugly. She's not ugly. Oh. I don't know why people are saying. I don't know why people are saying she's not ugly. Congo looks absent-minded. Her body is there, but her mind is elsewhere. I think yes, this is the right word, Caroline. Caroline, you are really spot on because most times I see her. I don't know. She's just there physically, but spiritually she's not there. I don't know why. I don't know why. And for me, she's number. I don't know. She has a total package for me, but I don't know why she's not really giving me that competitive nature. Like and she's just too laid back. She's just too laid back. She's even more prettier than Ivory Coast. DRC Congo is prettier than Ivory Coast. When we talk about beauty, but Ivory Coast projects more. Ivory Coast projects more than DRC Congo. He said that Afro for Equatorial Guinea has killed her chances. She will not even exactly now, Caroline. You are in the spirit, I beg. You are in the spirit. You are in the spirit. You are just reading my mind. I said it before in the beginning of this live stream that our hairstyle is not giving at all. Equatorial Guinea's hairstyle is off for me, and it shows low budget. She will just use the rubber band to tie the hair up. It doesn't make sense now. Can't she change up her style? I know she wants to be natural. She wants to be, she wants to, showcase her African nature or her African hairstyle. But at the same time, you need to, be versatile. That's even the hair itself, it doesn't look healthy. She needs to, change up her look. Change her look. if you want to carry afro, carry a big afro now. Are you not seeing Guadalupe? Guadalupe has a big afro. Don't, that afro she's carrying is not it at all. It's just, I don't know at this point. I feel like the hairstyle is low budget and it's not going to help her at all. For Equatorial Guinea, that hairstyle is off. He said Miss World will do that because she's indigenous looking. That is why she should be crowned as Continental Queen. Miss Universe, this is Miss Universe. Miss World is a different pageant. The way they score their candidates is quite different from Miss Universe. So for me personally, I feel like if it was to be Miss World, they will not mind. But this is Miss Universe. And Miss Universe, of course, is a commercial pageant. So if you're not, you're not sophisticated, you can't make it. You have to be sophisticated because it's a commercial pageant. It's not like Miss World. He said the competition is dazzling. Sometimes there are things you don't fight. The completion is dazzling. Oh, completion. Is it completion or completion? What were you saying? He said the completion is dazzling. Sometimes there are some things you don't fight. Me, I'm just saying what I know. I'm just saying what I observe. What I've observed so far in the competition. So I don't think Miss Universe wants to select another Chichi. They are going to select someone completely different from Chichi. Of course, Miss Guadalupe Afro is a wig, not natural. Yes, I know. But at least it made her stand out because when you see her, you know that yes, she's standing out. The hair also adds to it. The hair adds to it. I know it's a wig, but at least it adds to her standing out. Okay, so the competition is dazzling. Yes, the competition is very, very stiff at this point. Because when I looked at the competition, yes, that swimsuit competition is a very stiff one. But at the same time, I have, of course, I've watched the videos of other pageant bloggers. Miss Criticizer, she's doing amazing. She's she has that time to be reviewing all the countries. I don't have that time. That's just it. I don't have that time. That's why most times I come on live. I don't have that time to be reviewing the whole, the countries, the 160 something countries, the 100 something countries. I don't have that time. So if you really want a complete review, go to Miss Criticizer's channel. She has the whole, she does the whole review and all that. And I watched her videos. I watched Luis Cotelle's video. I watched other videos as well, other pageant bloggers, and they've said one thing, that this year is stiff. This year's competition is quite stiff. So it's going to be difficult to really predict, to get 100% prediction. That's it. He said, I think Miss Universe wants a Latina to win, but Africa is competing aggressively. Sorry, guys, I want to pick this call. Sorry, just give me a minute. Sorry, guys, I am back. Sorry for the break in transmission. Okay, so like I was saying, okay, Caroline said, I think the universe wants a Latina to win, but Africa is competing aggressively, which I think is stressing the organization. See, for me, comparing anybody to Chichi at this point is no. There's no need comparing anybody with Chichi because Chichi has done her part and she has. That was last year, you know. There's nobody that wants to in this batch. I want to start comparing to Chichi because each year there's a different, you know, different dynamics, different candidates with their own different, you know, their different appeal and you know their different style, you know. So I feel like this year we had more competition from the African region, you know, even the African region itself, it's kind of stiff. The competition is even stiff from the African region, if you really look at the performances so far. But at this point, I feel like the other countries, they never expected this fierceness. They never expected this kind of fierceness from the African region. I think that's why they are ganging up against DRC Congo. Sorry, oh, I don't know, my eyes are just itching. That's why they are, I think that's why they are ganging up against DRC Congo because they felt like Congo is, sorry, not DRC Congo, Ivory Coast. I don't know why DRC Congo is always, you know, I feel that's why they are ganging up against Ivory Coast because they feel like Ivory Coast is just, you know, ticking all the boxes. Ivory Coast is just ticking all the boxes. So that's why they feel like, oh, the competition is kind of stiff, you know, coming from Africa. And African countries this year, they are more aggressive. They are more aggressive, you know. So I don't know if they are ready to crown an African queen this year, but like one of my subscribers mentioned here, the Latinas are really, really coming on strong as well. So it's either we're going to see a Latina queen winning, or maybe European queen again, or Asia. From the Asia region, I don't know. I was betting on Thailand, but at this point, Thailand has disappointed me. She's not really, I don't know, she's not really fierce. She's not like she's just like DRC Congo. They're on stage, but they're not there. They're absent-minded. So I think Thailand is one of the disappointments for me from the Asia region. But because she's the host country, and you know, maybe because of the host country advantage, she might place higher. Say Thailand is weak. Yeah, Thailand is really, really, and I'm surprised because going into the competition, she was one of the strongest persons that, you know, a lot of persons will say Thailand will win. But no, when she won Miss Universe Thailand, some persons were saying yes, Thailand is going to win because, you know, they wanted her to win so that they can win the competition. Blah, blah. You know, a lot of persons were coming with the narrative that Thailand was going to win Miss Universe. But so far in the competition, Thailand has not really proven to me that she wants to win this competition. That's just the truth. Thailand has not proven to me that she wants to win the competition. So for me, she's one of the disappointments for me. Like she's disappointing. Say Miss China is cute, but she won't go. Really, I didn't even notice Miss China. Funny enough, I didn't notice Miss China at all. The person that I've even noticed, the person that I even noticed from Africa is India. Sorry, from Asia is India. India is very strong. India, Cambodia too is strong, but India is very strong. I think India is one of the persons that is really even you know, doing more than Thailand. India has a better performance than Thailand. From my own observation, India has a very like she's performing more than Thailand. And I know that some pageant bloggers will agree with me on that because India has been ticking all the boxes too. She has really been ticking all the boxes more than Thailand. So for me, it's going to be very, very stiff, but at the same time, I think the winner of this competition might be somebody that we least expected. So yes, India is strong, but her work is not too strong. She even tripped. Oh really? Ah, when did she trip? Which was it in the swimsuit? But I think I watched her swimsuit though. She did very well. So where did she trip? But I think the swimsuit competition is also part of it. But the prelims is where I think they are going to choose. They're going to make the final decision on the top 30. So I'm looking forward to the preliminary competition because that would decide a lot. That would be the decider for the final top 30 by the judges. So let's wait for the prelims before we conclude. Let's wait for the prelims before we conclude. Oh, she tripped in the swimsuit competition twice. Eh? But the one I watched, or maybe probably I didn't watch it to the end. She did not triple. The one I watched, maybe I didn't watch it to the end, sha. But aside from that, India has already been strong too. So guys, what I'm seeing so far is that Ivory Coast is really a threat. So that's why most of these people, they are just trying to look for ways to bring her down. Some people are saying she's ugly, she does not project well, she does not photograph well. I'm like, I don't understand. Are they not seeing what we are seeing? Or do they have another lens, or they're using another lens, a different lens from the lens we are using? So India had a stunning encounter last night. Yes, India is good. To me, whether you trip or not, the most important thing is how you gain your balance and how you recover from tripping. That is just it. Because for me, tripping alone is not enough for a candidate to be disqualified or not to place. Do you understand? But I'm looking forward to the prelims, because the prelims is what we decide. He said in Africa, the competition is between Nigeria and Ivory Coast. Are you serious, Caroline? Are you serious? Anyways, let's see at the end of the day. But I don't see that competition between Ivory Coast and Nigeria. It's not between Ivory Coast and Nigeria. Ivory Coast is on our own. Ivory Coast is on our own. Like there's nobody to compare with Ivory Coast. Do you understand? Like Ivory Coast is on our own. I don't want to start comparing anybody with Ivory Coast, even especially from the African region. Especially from the African region, Ivory Coast is on our own. Ivory Coast is just like on a class of our own. So it's between Ivory Coast and the other African countries. So let's look at Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast is already on our own class. The other African countries that I'm looking at is Zambia. Zambia, Nigeria is also there. Angola. I don't know, Zimbabwe, South Africa. South Africa has already is another disappointment for me, because going to the competition, I expected more from her. But when I saw her, the way I saw her activities, she has not really been out there as much as I wanted her to be out there. And besides, the vote coming from South Africa is quite poor. So for me, I think it's between, of course, Angola, Ivory Coast is there, Zambia, Nigeria, Angola, I don't know. It's very, very dicey. It's very dicey. I'm just waiting for the prelims. Zambia, Angola, Zimbabwe, South Africa, going nowhere. He said, Ivory Coast is best suited for Miss Grant. Nigeria fits Miss Universe, but she is withdrawn. How is Ivory Coast suited for Miss Grant? How is Ivory Coast suited for Miss Grant? Please expatiate. So your list here, it says Zambia, Angola, Zimbabwe, and South Africa are going nowhere. I don't understand. Like they're not good. They're going nowhere. That means that they won't place. So you're saying it's between that means it's only Ivory Coast and Nigeria that will place. Like I said, we're going to get a shocker on the finals night. We're going to get a shocker. Me, I'm sure Ivory Coast is going to place. But for the rest, it's 50-50 for me. It's 50-50 for me. Because they are playing hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold. So I don't know. I don't know where they stand at this point. But I don't I don't want to conclude just yet. He said, do you think now what will affect India's placement and her voting is also less, so it will vote a lot? Do you think now what will affect India's placement? I don't understand. How does Nawat affect India's placement? Say India is a stoner. Of course, India. I told you guys that India is the one I'm looking at from the Asia region. It's India I'm looking at. Ivory Coast is overrated. She is too much. She will place in top 20, but she's not Miss Universe selection. So Caroline, you've joined the persons that are saying that Ivory Coast is doing too much. How is she doing too much? That's her strategy now. She knows it's a competition, so she has to be out there. We understand that sometimes you need to be, when you are too fierce, it's a problem. But it's a competition, and that is her strategy. She's ticking on the boxes, and that's why other countries now they are becoming, she's a threat to them. She's a threat to them. And that's why they removed that video now from Miss Universe Thailand website, according to what they said, allegedly. They said that they removed that video because that video had the highest commenters, the highest views. A lot of persons are rooting for her because they feel like she had the best performance in the swimsuit. She had the best performance. But like I said before now, I'm afraid for her. I'm afraid for her because the negativity surrounding her is too much. It's too much. And it might just not, I don't know. I'm scared for her because she's ticking on the boxes, but she's a threat. And I don't know if the organizer, I don't know at this point. I'm just scared for her. That's just what I'll say. Said not due to controversy of MGI 2024, where Rachel was the truth and Nawat had a bad relation with National Director of Miss Universe. In fact, Nawat she's doing too much. Even before the competition, she was going around meeting important people as if she's sleeping. Oh my God. One of my subscribers said so. Yeah, Mr. Xavier. Mr. Xavier is here now. He said the same thing that you mentioned, Caroline. And he was like, she's not really separating her duties as a beauty queen from her duties as a diplomat. Because if you guys notice, she's an ambassador of tourism in Ivory Coast. So that is two different, those are two different offices. You need to differentiate your role as an ambassador from your role as a beauty queen. Do you understand? So I feel like she's not being able to, she's not separating those roles. She's just mixing up the roles, and that is why a lot of persons are saying, why is she going to visit the ambassador the ambassador of Thailand to Cote d'Ivoire? Why is she visiting the Cote d'Ivoire embassy in Thailand? Why is she visiting the queen, the king of Thailand? I mean, the queen of the royal family of Thailand. Why is she doing this? Why is she going to visit? Because they don't understand that she's also a diplomat. She's also an ambassador of Ivory Coast. But at the same time, you don't merge those jobs together because you are also representing Ivory Coast as a beauty queen. So she shouldn't merge those roles together. That is where the mistake is coming from. Do you understand? That's where the mistake is coming from. So I think for me, her team, they're not really doing, they're not telling her the truth. So that's just it. You guys should hold on, please. I'm coming, okay? Just hold on. Let me get something. Okay, guys, I'm back. I'm back. Sorry for the breaking transmission. So, okay, he said due to controversy. Okay, with now what I Miss India. Me, I don't know. I don't know about that. Oh. What I would say is, this is Miss Grant is Miss Grant, Miss Universe is Miss Universe. Now what is not amongst the judges. So I will not say, oh, he's going to influence the decision of the judges when it comes to India because of what happened with Miss Grant. But at the same time, I feel like we shouldn't we shouldn't bring what happened to Miss Grant or what happened at Miss Grant here at Miss Universe. So I don't think there's any correlation or there's any relationship between Miss Grant and Miss Universe when it comes to the judging format, okay, or how they judge. So I don't think that would be a reason why India will not place. That's not a reason. He said she's doing too much. Even before the competition, she was okay. Okay, I've already addressed that issue of being a diplomat and being a beauty queen. So I feel like she's trying to. She's not. She's not separating those roles. She needs to separate those roles because if you don't separate those roles, it looks like you're doing more too much. But at the same time, you're also carrying out your duties as an ambassador of Ivory Coast. So I think she needs to separate those roles and she'll be fine. He said, I'll cut from top 30 to top 10 directly too much. Could have been top 15, I guess. No, top, is it top? Yeah, top 30 to top 10. Is that how they want to do it? Because I saw the format. I was even looking for the format on one of my in one of my live streams. I couldn't find where I kept the format. I had the format saved somewhere. I couldn't find it. But I know that it's top 30, not top 20. It's going to be top 20 and top 30. So from top 30, they will go to top 10, from top 10 to top 5, then from top 5 to top 3. I think that's how they're going to do it. I think that's how they're going to do it. Top 30, top 10, top 5, top 3. Then the winner. So forcing herself to meet previous Miss Universe governors, etc., going on Miss Universe TV shows. Congo made the same mistakes, etc. Yeah, Congo did the same when she arrived Thailand. In fact, she was even donating to schools. And I'm like, why are you donating to schools? Like in Thailand. I'm like, is that part of your role? Are you Miss Universe Thailand? Because when Congo came to Thailand, she was going to schools, she was visiting schools and donating to schools. And I came out here. I remember I came out here in my live stream. I said it one of my live streams that Congo shouldn't do that. You are not Miss Universe Thailand. You are Miss Universe Congo. So why not do that in your country? Why come to another country and start carrying out duties that are not part of your, carrying out things that are not part of your duties? Do you understand? Like that is not her job. She's not supposed to be going to schools to donate items in Thailand. It's not her duty to do that. So I think she was stepping her boundaries as well. The same thing with Ivory Coast. But at the same time, it's what their team or their whatever, their PR team told them to do, which is wrong. I don't know why I'm talking. I think she should make top 5. Not sure she should make. I think she will make top 5. Who will make top 5? Okay, are you talking about Ivory Coast? Yes, top 30, but top 10, then top 10. Okay, yeah. That means I'm correct now. Top 30, top 10, 5 and 3. Yeah, I'm correct. After has had a disappointing wardrobe till now. I hope she wears something good for friends. Before now, I said it that Philippines is not what they call it. She's not Miss Universe prototype. I said it before now. But when she won, I was happy for her. I was happy that she won Miss Universe Philippines, But I knew that she was not Miss Universe prototype. I said it even during when I was analyzing Miss Universe Philippines. I said it. So I won't be surprised if she doesn't go far in the competition. But at the same time, the Filipinos, I don't want that. Of course, they are supporting her, and I don't want them to be disappointed. But at the same time, I'm not surprised if she does not really go far in the competition. I won't be surprised at all. Congo is perceived to be a poor country and giving donations. Caroline, I was surprised though. I said, so is that how Congo is that means she has a lot of money to throw around? Why not? Okay, if you can't do it in Congo, go to other African countries. Now, some countries in Africa, they need this kind of financial aid. They need this type of financial aid. So I don't know why she's doing that in Thailand. You know, when our country is really, really, people are suffering in Congo. She's going ahead to do that in Thailand instead of doing that in her home country. I was like, what's wrong with these queens? Like, what's the problem with them? So is it that they don't longer have value for themselves anymore? They want to displease, they want to please, you know, please the Thailand authorities. Say, who are your top five? Who are top five? Who are your top five for you? For now, I don't have a top five. I don't have a top five. I'm not sure about, you know, the top five until after the preliminary competition. That's when I will do my final. That's when I will film and upload my final predictions. You know, so I'm just waiting for the prelims before I decide. For now, I've not decided yet. I've not decided yet. So let's see what happens during the preliminary competition. So that's it, guys. That is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for the conversation. I really enjoyed the conversation today, guys. Like seriously, I really enjoyed it. He said, okay, yes, I hope that they show their work in prelims. You must remember that last year's disastrous prelims where they didn't even. No. You know, Mexico, they flopped now. They flopped in Mexico last year, and I'm not how will I put it? Like, I can't compare Mexico and Thailand. Thailand is a different. This is a different production now. You can't compare what happened in Mexico to what's happening in Thailand. So far, you can see that Thailand has given a very like they've been a good host. They've been a good host so far. So I'm not scared at all when it comes to production. I know they're going to give us a very good production this year. And I'm already seeing the signs, you know, with what has been happening so far. So I know that they're going to have a long runway this time around, and they're going to walk the walk. Okay, so you guys should expect a lot in the prelims. They're going to have a long runway. We're going to see them walk this time around. Okay, so let's forget about what happened last year. Okay, this is a different organization. This is a different era. This is a different host country, and this is a different production. You guys know that MGI and that's now Nawat's team. They are the ones in charge of the production. So you guys should expect a very, very fantastic production this year. So I'm not surprised at all. Okay, I hope okay, correct. Thailand has the best. Yes, now Thailand has the best production, so I'm not even scared at all. I'm not scared. I'm not scared about the production. I know that they're going to give us a very, very fantastic production. So we should get ready to see the ladies walk the runway, strut the runway in their swimsuits and evening wear, and also the national costume as well. I'm looking forward to the national costume. All right, so those are the competitions that are going to come up very soon. So I don't know when the prelims will hold. I think it's that tomorrow or Tuesday, because the finals is on the 21st. Okay, so it's either we're going to hold the the prelims on Monday or Tuesday. Okay, so let's wait for that. Let's wait for the prelims. He said, my top five will come after preliminary. Now, top 10, Miss Latina, Miss Thailand, Miss India, Miss Venezuela, Miss Puerto Rico, Miss Guadalupe, Miss Philippines, and Ivory Coast. Okay. Top 10 is quite strong. So Mr. Xavier, you only have one African country in your top 10, in your list rather, not even top 10, in your list. So you have just one African country in your list. It's not fair. It's not fair at all. He said Miss Brazil. Okay, Miss Brazil. Okay. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. I don't with your list. There are no surprises with your list. I don't have any surprises with this list that you just uh you just pasted now. I have no surprises at all. But I was expecting you to add one more African country. Please add one more African country, I beg. Um, this our job is not easy. Like I was saying, I take my time to do all this analysis, and most of all these queens, they don't even recognize our effort at all. It's very sad, sha. But let me just give them benefit of doubt. Um, I will just give a benefit of doubt because, of course, when you're in a competition, you have to be very focused and all that. But at the same time, I think that they need to come on live more often on their social media handles. And please, you guys should go and vote. Let's vote for our countries. Voting is still ongoing till after the preliminary competition. Okay, so let's go and vote, and let's support our queens. Africa should produce an international standard Miss Africa. Are you serious? How is that possible? When would they do that one? Me, I'm not sure about that one, Sha. I'm not sure about that. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I will be ending the live stream very, very soon. Caroline, thank you for joining me. Mr. Xavier, thank you for joining me. RKD, thank you for joining me. Where are you chatting from, RKD? This is the first time I'm seeing you on my channel. Caroline has come to my channel once. I don't know if I'm right, Sha, but I think this is the second time I'm seeing Caroline on my channel. RKD, thank God for lights. RKD, I think this is the first time you're coming on my channel. This is the first time you're coming on my channel. Where are you chatting from? Which country are you chatting from, please? It said, but Ivory Coast. Okay, it said, yes, in my top 10 is based on performance and how they equipped. This is a commercial pageant. My top 20 has 2 Africans. Okay. So who is your second African country in the top 20? But if Ivory Coast wins Miss Universe Africa, she cannot be in the top 10. I don't understand. Which one is Miss Universe Africa again? That's when you get to the top 5. I feel like when you get to the top 5, that is when you will be qualified to be Miss Universe Africa. If you don't get to the top 5, how will you be able to? Okay, he said, but Ivory Coast, okay, you are right. If it's the same as Miss Universe 13 and Miss Africa Universe. Miss Africa Universe, when would they now have that pageant? When would they come together and have that pageant? When? When would they come together and have Miss Universe Africa? When? So for me, I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to take place anytime soon. But it depends. It depends. I don't understand. RKD hacked your account. I blocked him. I don't understand. What happened? How did he hack my account? At the prelims, the decision will be made who will win this. Exactly. I feel like any African country that makes it to the top 10 automatically becomes Miss Universe Africa. That is how it works. Because the highest placed African is given the continental title. But what happened last year was that Thailand made top 5, but Thailand was not given the Miss Universe Asia crown. Instead, they gave it to Philippines. So I don't really understand, how does this Miss Universe continental queen title, how does it work? Because last year Thailand was the highest placed, but they gave it to Philippines. They gave it to Philippines. Oh, you said it was a spy account. Really? I didn't notice it though. How how was it a spy account? Did you see it from your own end? Was he impersonating somebody or what? Who is he? Where is he from? Because if he's a spy, meaning that he's coming to spy from where? It's still going to be the same. So what you mean is that whoever placed higher might not actually be the continental queen. Is that how it works? Because I don't know how does it this thing work? How does it work? That so that it then means that whoever is has the highest placement is not guaranteed the continental title. That's what it means now. Oh yeah, it came up 3 times, so it blocked you from our view. Oh really? I didn't even notice so. How did this thing happen that it blocked my account? Are you serious? I didn't even notice it. Say continental queen will not be the top 5. I don't really. So I don't understand how did they. Anyways, I don't talk too much on it. It all depends on how how they work things out. Um, it all depends on how they work things out. After the prelims and in the finals, they should be. What I think is that they should be open to how the continental queen is being chosen. Okay, because right now we are all confused with the format for choosing the continental queen. Even me, I'm also confused because last year I noticed that Thailand got to the top 5, but she didn't get the continental queen title. Instead, they give it to Philippines. So I don't really understand how do they get to choose the continental queen? Okay, it says it's people's choice that make continental queen. Oh, really? Now, what said is unfair that continental queens are in the top 5. I don't understand. The judges, the judge top 10 to top. Anyway, no wahala. Let's wait till the prelims is over. Okay, then we can now decide on who will be the continental queen. But for now, let's just wish the African queens the best of luck in the prelims. And I'm going to be coming back after the prelims to talk about my predictions, my top 10 predictions from the African region, and also my predictions from the other regions as well. I'll film a separate video on that. Okay, so I'll also come on live to react to the preliminary competition. Okay, so guys, I'll end the live stream here. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll end the live stream very, very soon. Thank you for joining me. Continental queens cannot be in the top 5. Also, the first runner up and the winner will be recognized. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Let's see how it goes after the preliminary competition. All right. Thank you all for joining me today, and I'll see you all in my next live stream, possibly on the day of the preliminary competition. I might come on live after the show. I will try as much as possible to come on live after the show, but I'll keep you guys updated. Okay. Thank you for joining me today. I wish you all a happy Sunday and a wonderful night's rest. Okay. Let me go now, right now, because I have a lot of things to do. All right. Good night, everyone. Bye.